Tom, throughout your relationship that you built with Golden Boy and the negotiations that you had before, in your historical experience in dealing with him, at any point, did you have any doubt that this was going to be something that was going to happen?
You know, Muhammad, I always thought the fight was going to happen. I thought it was too big not to happen. Although when it came down to the last 2 days, like I said, Gennady, out of principle, like he said, this is a big revenue fight for both fighters, but it's not about that. It's about proving who's the best in the sport of boxing. It just happens to also be the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. But this is out of respect that Gennady demands as a champion, that he expects. We made a lot of concessions for the first fight. We made a lot of concessions for the rematch. When Canelo got suspended, he stood his ground out of principle. He said, either we'll go with this fight or we'll go the other direction with Saunders. And he had no problem. He thinks that fighting another undefeated champion was on a sporting level just as high as fighting Canelo Alvarez. It just wasn't the same profile, it wasn't the same revenue, but he wasn't focused on the revenue. It was all about the principle and about the respect for him as a champion, and he got the deal that he said from the beginning, and here we are now, September 15th.
Gennady, obviously when we went to go see you in Big Bear, you know, you talked about the injection marks and stuff that you saw on Canelo's body. You know, today you mentioned, you know, he's a sportsman. Was there any reluctance on your part to give somebody like that a chance to fight for the middleweight championship?
Ну, все, что, во-первых, все, что я говорил, это и доказал комиссия, то, что он не прошел только тест.
First of all, everything I said, the commission has already proved that he failed the drug test.
Да, и ссылаясь на комиссию, у нас комиссия допускает нас боксировать в сентябре. Я же всегда говорил, я собираюсь боксировать, я хочу его боксировать, и мне без разницы, принимает он допинг-тест или не принимает.
Therefore, if commission allows us to fight, I will fight. I don't really care about anything. I just want to fight, and I will fight either way.
Okay, and just one more, just as a point of clarification. You said initially, obviously, that you asked 50-50. So you said you kind of knew that it was going to come down a little bit from there, or was that a difficult process at all, kind of backing off the 50-50 thing?
Я ничего не знал.
I didn't know anything.
Я просто сказал, ладно, мне 45 устроит, но это будет последняя цена.
All I said is, all right, I'm going to agree to 45%, but this is going to be my last percentage.
Я не говорил об этом, я много не говорил, я много не думал. Я сказал 50 на 50, второй раз сказал 45, это последняя цена, что действительно этот бой состоится в 45%, и все.
I didn't think about this too much. First time I said 50-50, second time I thought, okay, 45-55, that's fine, it's going to be my last statement.
Бой будет 45, да.
Again.
Tom, this is for you, Gennady. You were at Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, October, November, for the Patriots game. To hear thousands and thousands and thousands of fans cheering your name, you see Mexicans, Americans wearing Triple G shirts, Golovkin shirts, hats. Just what does it say to the fact that you've now crossed over into the fan base where Canelo'S from in Mexico?
You know, Francisco, this goes back to him just being a great ambassador, a world ambassador for the sport of boxing. Whether he's in Azteca Stadium in Mexico City in front of 80,000, 90,000 fans, chanting his name when he comes on as one of the Mexican heroes on the middle of the field because of the donation he made for the earthquake relief fund with Carlos Slim. You know, whether he's in Mexico City, whether we went to the WBC convention in China, he was just at the World Cup in Moscow, wherever he goes, when he sold out the O2 Arena in 11 minutes in London. He's a hero in Monaco. You know, he fought there 3 times. Wherever he goes internationally, his brand is at the highest level and growing. And that's one thing I'll say that the fights with Canelo Alvarez has done, especially here in the U.S., has raised his profile. I heard people, whether it's at the gym or on the street, just talking about Triple G Canelo, and not knowing that I was associated with Triple G. And this is the fight this is one of those rare fights that crosses over, not just for the hardcore boxing fans, the casual boxing fans. This crosses over to fans who aren't to people who aren't even a fan of the sport of boxing. They'll come to watch the fight because their friends are watching the fight. This has that snowball effect that will create more fans for the sport of boxing. And since the first fight with Canelo Alvarez, his brand is sky high, and internationally he's one of the most recognized sportsmen or athletes anywhere, from any sport. So that's what I would say when you were asking about the question with Azteca Stadium. He has a great support from the Mexican fan base. They appreciate his style. They respect his character and the fact that he respects the sport of boxing and respects his opponents, the way he treats his opponents, the way his style in the ring to give them entertainment when they come and buy a ticket or buy the fight on pay-per-view. But it's like that really worldwide, when it comes to the respect that he commands from the fans.
And then this question's for you, Gennady. With a roller coaster the last month, 6 weeks, did you deep down feel this fight's going to happen, will happen, eventually, if not the way it did in September, before September?
Yeah, I feel it's possible. It's fine. Everybody very excited. Everybody wants to fight.
Thank you.
Gennady, when you countered with 45%, was there any doubt in your mind that they might not have taken the deal? And if they didn't take the deal, were you the one that wanted to fight Billy Joe Saunders?
Я не был не уверен ни в чем, это было последнее. Если действительно хотят, чтобы бой был, это большая сделка, и пусть я готов на 45%. Это было последнее, что я сказал.
It wasn't about me being sure or not sure. It was just my last proposition, and if it's just take it or leave it, and that's it. Because I was the guy who wanted this fight the most. And if there wasn't any fight with Canelo, of course we would fight Billy Joe Saunders. We would try to make a fight with Billy Joe Saunders.
And real fast, when you heard Billy Joe Saunders hold a hamstring, possibly to fight your Canelo, what did you think? What were your thoughts on that?
Billy Joe Saunders травмировался, понял, что ничего не думал, и просто пытались бы сделать, если бы Canelo отказался, мы пытались бы сделать Billy Joe Saunders. Я ничего не думал.
I didn't have any thoughts. I don't think about this, guys. If Canelo fight wouldn't happen, we would try to fight Billy Joe Saunders, and that's